In the quest to grow a Forex account, a lot of traders have actually taken the other route. Instead of growing it, they ended up blowing it. But this could simply be because they don't have the right information on how to actually grow a Forex account yet. And that's why I'm here for you. Because in this video, I'm going to share with you my personal tips on how you can actually grow a Forex account quickly, smartly, and safely. Very importantly, remember the point I gave you here, how we are going to grow our Forex account quickly, smartly, and safely. So if this sounds like you are interested in this video, then smash that subscribe button, also like this video. Without taking much of the time, let's get straight to the point. Let me actually share with you a step-by-step guide and some few tips that you can actually put in place to actually help grow your Forex account smartly, quickly, and then safely as well. In order to actually become good at anything you are doing, basically, in order to become successful, the first thing is not actually thinking about how you can be successful, it's actually avoiding problems that could block your way to becoming successful. So this also applies to trading. So when it comes to growing your Forex account, the first thing you need to avoid as a trader is basically avoid over leveraging. Now, a lot of traders out there have, in one way or the other, actually tried to grow Forex accounts over and over again and failed over and over again as well. Like basically for me, I failed a couple of times before I eventually became good. And during this process of failing, from my own personal experience and from other traders that I've connected with, the major problem is simply over leveraging. Now, as a trader out there, you want to grow your account very fast and quickly. And in order to do this, the number one thought that comes into our mind is simply we have to risk more to get more. Because as I say, you have to, the more you risk, the more you can actually get. But when it comes to trading and growing an account, that idea actually don't work. So if you are really interested in growing a trading account, the first thing I will advise you to do is simply cut short your risk. So some of you will be like, okay, since I want to flip this account over in a very short period of time, I'm basically going to risk 10, 20, 30% of my account. Now the truth is that doing this might give you some lucky trade with huge wins, but in return, your next set of trade will actually bend down the whole of that account again. So if you are really interested in growing your account and not blowing the account, the first thing I advise to do as a trader is simply avoid over risking or over leveraging in general. The point number two here is simply risk small, win big. Now, what exactly do I mean by risk small, win big? So the idea of risk big, win big in trading don't actually work. It will actually lead you to the wrong side. So in order to actually grow your account faster and quickly, you need to play the game of actually risking small and winning big. Because as long as your wins are greater than your losses, by miles, it means that what you are always on the winning side. So instead of you trying to risk a huge amount of money to make some back, what I advise to do in this scenario is simply risk 1 to 5% of your account, and then for every single trade you take, make sure that what you are playing the risk to reward game of actually targeting a higher return. So, for example, when it comes to how I am personally growing my account, one thing I do is that what I keep my risk below 1% of most of my trade, the risk is below 1%. Now, the reason why I'm keeping this risk below 1% is not because I can't set it above that standard or something. The reason is that what I want to cut short my risk, but then in return, I'm actually winning more. So, for example, if I should risk 1%, I'm targeting 3% of my account. So meaning that what for me to be able to go draw down on my account, I'll have to lose more than 3 to 6 trades before I will receive any sort of negative impact on my account. So the point number two here, when it comes to actually growing a Forex account quickly, smartly, and safely, is simply implementing the idea of risk small, win big. Now, the third thing to do to actually help grow your account quickly and fast as a trader is simply play the prop firm game. Now, for most of you traders, you and I know that you don't have enough capital to get started. Like basically, most of you who are starting, I see you create your Exness account, fund some 10, 20, 30, $100, $200, and think you can use those to actually make any decent amount of money off the Forex market. Then you are basically dreaming. The truth is that for you to be able to run a successful Forex game using your own personal fund, you need at least a minimum of $5,000 and above. And most of you traders, you and I know that what there's no place you are going to get this $5,000 from to actually play this game. So one thing I advise to do is that instead of going to deposit that $500 in your firm, first of all, go and get a prop firm account. Now the purpose of this prop firm account is that that $500 that you want to go and deposit in there, you can use to buy a Profem account of about up to $200,000 account. Now, basically, you don't need $200,000 account for anything as getting started. So instead of putting that $500 in that trading account, take out $100 and then go over to Blueberry Funded using my link in the video description, and then go buy their Profem challenge. Maybe you can go for the 25K challenge, which will give you more profit, more room to risk. So buy the 25K account, that will cost you just $100 and something dollar. Then with my promo code, you can get it for just $90 something dollar. It will give you up to 25% off. So basically, buy that 25K account, and then if you're able to pass that challenge, now you buy more challenge, pile them up, and over the time you see that you'll be able to raise more capital faster through firm than actually going through your own real account. So basically, when it comes to growing your account fast, the easiest route is actually using Profem's account. Like personally, I trade Profem account, I trade real account. Now the reason why I've been able to trade the real account, not because I woke up one morning and then deposited money into my real account. Basically, I had businesses that were giving me money on the side. So I have other work that are giving me money on the side. So it gives me room to deposit those ones into my trading account. So basically, I can keep depositing my trading account and keep it growing and growing and growing. Once at the same time, I'm also using firms to pull out more profits and then put it into these other accounts as well. So basically, what I will tell you to do here on this particular point is that if you know you don't have up to maybe $2,000 to $5,000 to start your own personal trading account, I advise to get into the game of Profem. Go buy a Profem challenge and then take advantage of it. So once you get paid out, you buy a bigger account. Once you're able to get at least 500K in funding, you can then start transferring from that 500K funding. You can then transfer your payout into your own personal real account and start growing your real account safely. So basically, when it comes to forex trading, I'll tell you the honest truth is that there is no shortcut to anything. If your plan is to flip accounts over and over again, then your main purpose is not actually flipping the account, is blowing those accounts. Because most of you come over to YouTube here and then see traders showing you that they are flipping $100 to $1,000,000 to thousands to millions of dollars. Now the truth is that there's this thing in MetaTrader that a lot of you don't know. Now, I'll personally tell you, most of these traders, they can create their own brokers and then connect it to MetaTrader. Now they program their own trades. Most of them, they program their own trades. And then you think that it's actually running profit. Meanwhile, that market movement has already occurred in the past already. So they are just replaying the game, or they have their own prop firm. So they have their own brokers. So they decide the direction the market is moving, how much they make per pips, and a lot of these things to actually tweak a lot of you. So that's why I say that don't believe in most of these traders that keep showing only the winning side without the bad side of the market. So don't run and follow all these people flipping. I can show you screenshots on X, Instagram, and all the social media places, thinking they are actually honest with you. They are not. Most of them just use tricks to actually manipulate their MetaTrader dashboard and a lot of things to actually move a lot of you in order to promote their mentorship and a lot of that. So guys, these are basically the things you need to do if you really want to grow your forex account. I always say that there's no shortcut to anything. Follow the approach gradually and eventually get there. Rule number one is simply make sure you're not over leveraging. Rule number two is simply make sure you're targeting a very high profit margin for every single trade you take. And then rule number three is making sure that you are using the prop firm game to cut short how much you're actually risking in the market in general. So guys, this is it for this particular video. You can go watch my other trading videos on this channel to actually learn more about trading. So you can also join my Telegram community where I drop free trading signals as well. So see you in my next video. Bye.